When we hear the word monopoly, we immediately think that it's bad, blocking competition, raising prices, and limiting consumer choice. Almost like the villain in an econ textbook. But here's the strange part. Governments regulate monopolies, but at the same time, protect them. Patents are legally granted monopolies. Water, electricity, policing, they're often state monopolies. And online platforms, a few companies dominate the entire market. Yet, we keep using them because they're convenient. So here's today's question. Why are some monopolies restricted while others are allowed and even encouraged? What's the standard? And where does the legitimacy come from? We look at this from 4 perspectives. Number 1, markets and democracy. Number 2, innovation incentives. Number 3, public goods and natural monopolies. Number 4, platforms and power. Let's break it down. 1. Markets and democracy. Why can the state regulate monopolies? In a democracy, property rights matter. But that doesn't mean monopoly power must be protected. To understand this, we need to see the relationship between markets and democracy. Markets naturally create winners and losers. And that structure actually clashes with democracy's idea of equality and equal standing. So why is it that democracies adopt market economies at all? Because they believe markets improve people's lives. The market itself is not the goal. It's a tool. So the logic becomes clear. If competition lowers prices and improves quality, then democracy supports that market. But if monopoly kills competition and blocks those benefits, then democracy gains the legitimacy to intervene. So, the state doesn't regulate because it hates markets, but it regulates to preserve markets as a tool for public welfare. Second, innovation incentives. Why allow quote-unquote good monopolies like patents? Here comes the paradox. If monopoly is bad, why does the state grant patents? A patent is a legal monopoly. It gives the inventor exclusive rights for a limited time. They control pricing and they can exclude competitors. And that conflicts with pure market competition. But the state calculates this differently. Short-term monopoly for long-term innovation. Because research and development, they are oftentimes expensive, slow, and risky. So without patent protection, competitors could easily copy immediately. That means the inventor might never recover their investment. So the state offers a time-limited monopoly, not permanent, but rather a temporary reward. And after that period is over, that knowledge then returns to society. So the key point is this: a patent is not eternal power, but it's society buying innovation with temporary exclusivity. And of course, there are side effects. Take pharmaceutical patents, for example, because they're controversial. They drive innovation, but it can raise drug prices and reduce access. And that's why governments constantly balance strong patent protection with public health tools like compulsory licensing. Third perspective, public goods and natural monopolies. Why does a state run water or electricity? Now we move to government monopolies, water, electricity, and public safety. These aren't luxury services. They're survival infrastructure. If they are left fully to the market, there are risks. Unstable quality, exclusion of unprofitable regions, and price increases that threaten basic living conditions. Economically, many of these industries are natural monopolies. The initial infrastructure cost is massive, but once built, it's cheaper for one provider to serve everyone. And if we force competition here, this can mean 1. Duplicated infrastructure, 2. Waste, 3. Regional inequality. So governments usually choose one of two paths. First is direct operation, which is public ownership, or heavy regulation of private providers. And the standard is actually quite simple. When competition can't reliably serve people, then the public interest comes first. Fourth perspective, platforms and power. Why are digital monopolies different? Now we talk about the internet. Search engines, social media, e-commerce, app stores. As you know, a few companies dominate. But unlike traditional monopolies, people say, hey, they're free. Prices aren't rising. Everyone being on one platform makes life easier. And that's partly true. Digital markets are driven by network effects. The more people join, the more valuable that service becomes. So scale improves quality, and shared standards create convenience. So digital monopolies can look harmless. But the real issue isn't price. It's power. First, data. Platforms may seem free, but they profit from user data. If there's no real alternative, users cannot meaningfully exit. Second, self-preferencing. If a platform favors its own products, competition slowly disappears. Third, gatekeeping. When a company controls search results or recommendation systems, that means it's controlling visibility. Now, this isn't just about economic power, but it becomes social and political power. So, when we say we want to regulate digital monopolies, it's not simply about breaking them up, but it's more about designing the rules. Data portability, interoperability, transparency in algorithms and ads, and lastly, limits on self-preferencing. So to conclude, monopoly isn't always bad. Because under certain conditions, it encourages innovations through patents. It guarantees public access through natural monopolies. And it generates social convenience through the platforms. So the real question is always the same. Who benefits? If monopoly improves people's quality of life, then limited acceptance may be justified. But if monopoly entrenches power, excludes others, and weakens democracy, it must be constrained. Because the foundation is clear. The market is not the purpose of democracy. It's the people. So, how far should we allow monopolies like patents in the name of innovation? And when it comes to digital platforms, should regulation be about price or power?